I recently got back from London, and it was one of those trips that really puts things into perspective. Because in a matter of days, I found myself experiencing two completely different worlds that are now, more than ever, connected. One of the highlights of the trip was spending time at Lloyd's of London. And if you understand insurance at a deeper level, you know Lloyd's isn't just a place. It's where complex risk is understood, where the world's most unique, and often most valuable, assets are protected. Things that don't fit into traditional categories. Things that require a different level of thinking. And walking through that environment, it reinforces something very clearly. The more specialized the asset, the more specialized the protection needs to be. But what made this trip even more interesting was what happened just days later. I walked into the Fanatics flagship store London, and like any collector would, I started opening packs. And instantly, I was back in that familiar mindset. The anticipation, the chase, the excitement of not knowing what's inside. And that contrast really stayed with me. On one side, you have Lloyd's, handling some of the most complex risks in the world. On the other, you have collectors opening packs, chasing moments, building collections piece by piece. But today, those two worlds are no longer separate, because what used to be considered a hobby has evolved into something much bigger. We're seeing sports cards sell for hundreds of thousands, even millions, watches appreciating globally, memorabilia becoming part of serious portfolios. Collections today are carrying real financial weight. And yet, many collectors still think like they did when they started. They think about their collection as passion, and it is. But it's also something more. It's an asset. And at a certain point, collecting requires a shift in mindset, from excitement to intention, from ownership to stewardship. And that's something I think about often. Because I'm not just someone who insures collections, I'm a collector myself. I understand the feeling of pulling a card you've been chasing, the satisfaction of adding something meaningful to your collection. But I also understand the responsibility that comes with it. London reinforced something very clear to me. The future of collecting is more valuable, more complex, and more interconnected than ever before. And as that happens, protection becomes part of the conversation. Not after the fact, but from the beginning. I'm Enzo, and this is the Private Collection Podcast. Protect what you collect.